Hello, my name is Shayna. Welcome back to my channel. And this is a little series that I have started where I basically just talk about things that I want to talk about, whether that be my mindset, whether that be things that I see. And I honestly just like to give my advice. And if it sticks with you, it sticks with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. But today, I wanted to talk about how to not be afraid of change. I was looking through a TikTok folder that I have of Hope Core, and one of them is that we're always changing. And I just saw this and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about change because I have went through many changes in my life, and I can give some stories about those, and I can give some advice of how change really honestly helped me and how it changed my life for the better. Because even if the change seems scary, it could be happening, and it honestly probably is happening to bring you to a higher place in life, to bring you to where you want to be. So I screenshotted two quotes that I saw on this slideshow. So I'm going to read one of them, talk about it, and then I'm going to read the other one. And then I might explain some stories about some change that I have went through and how it has resulted for me. Because I am going to be honest, I still do sometimes fear change. Change can be very scary, but change is something that everyone goes through. Even from when we are younger, when we go through puberty, we're changing. Our bodies are always changing, our minds are always changing. And it's just a part of life, it's a cycle of life. And something that has helped me is that I'm not the only one going through change. Everyone is going through change. I'm going through change. You watching this is going through change. And it might not be right now. You might have went through change. You might have a big change coming up. But it really is something that we do need to have in life. Because without change, how can we grow? Without change, how do we experience new things? We can't. That's just how it is, or how at least I perceive it to be. So this first quote is by Lao Tzu. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but when you realize all things change, there is nothing you will try to hold on to. Something that I can relate this to is school. Now, I just graduated in May, so not long ago, and I remember being in grade 9, thinking about how scared I was to graduate high school because I didn't know what to do with my life. I still don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I have a picture, but graduating was honestly pretty, it was a pretty big thing for me. Everyone's leaving. You're never gonna see any of those people again. Well, you might see your friends and you might see some people, but you're not going to see a lot of people that you saw on a regular basis. So, stepping outside of my comfort zone, being outside of school, not having to do or to go to school every day was something that I could have never pictured because that's what I had been doing for my 12 years of my life. Now, it still is only summer, and I haven't even been a whole year without school yet. But that is a big change, and that is a change that a lot of people go through. And there is a lot of pressure on us graduating. I don't know if you're graduating or if you have graduated, to know what you want to do. And that can also make change really scary as well. So the next quote that I saw is, "The universe is not punishing you or blessing you. The universe is simply responding to the vibrational attitude that you are emitting." And that was by Abraham Hicks. Now, I really do believe that what we give out is what we come back to us. Especially where that kind of starts is what we tell ourselves. Now, when we embrace change and we are willing to change, the universe will give us opportunities. I say the universe, you can call it whatever you'd like, but that's just what I say. The universe will give us opportunities to change. The universe will show us different ways we can change, and by giving ourselves these positive thoughts, we can look at change in a different perspective and look at things in a different way. Now, talking about myself, I have moved, I don't even know how many, I think I've moved at least 11 times, 11 or 12 times, moving different houses, same city. And moving every time seemed like the scariest thing to me. And I'm only 18, so that's a lot of times to move. A lot of people stay in the same house for quite their whole life until they move out, and a lot of people move too. But moving was always so scary to me. But every single time I would move into a new house, it created new memories, and it seemed like it got better every single time I moved. Another thing too that is probably one of the biggest changes that I have ever been through in my life was my dad passing away. Now, my dad struggled with, there's someone walking right here. My dad struggled with, sorry guys, I'm getting a little distracted right now. I think that's a lifeguard in the pool. Seeing my dad go through all these changes as a child and struggling with the things that he did struggle with, I didn't always know that it was going to happen, that he was going to pass away one day. Like, I knew everyone knows that their parents are going to pass away one day, and that's a different topic, and that's still something that I'm very touchy about and not ready to dive into that yet. But having my dad pass away was probably one of the biggest changes that I have ever been through, because it's having something so big like that, it's in your life for however long until it happens. Like, my dad passed away when I was, I believe, 14, and my mind could just not fathom the fact that he wasn't going to be here, and that change was going to be so big. And obviously, it would still be amazing if he was here, but given the circumstances, he is in a better place, as I believe now, and he isn't struggling anymore. So accepting that change was a really big thing for me, and it was a really hard thing for me to go through. But again, change happens for everyone. And when we are able to embrace change, especially positive change in our lives, we start to learn and we start to grow. Because when my dad passed away, my sisters, my whole family was affected, obviously, friends, family, but it changed everything. It changed family dinners. It changed the way I look at life. And honestly, the thing that I could take from it was that it changed how I look at life. It changed how I perceive everything, and it changed the way that I look in every moment, and I decide to live in the present no matter the circumstances. Even if you are going through a breakup of some sort, change can be scary when someone is leaving your life, whether that be they are actually physically leaving this earth, or you just don't align with them anymore. Because if you don't align with someone anymore and it's just not working out, I'm going to be honest, it's because there usually is something better there for you. And let's not disregard anyone that's in our lives right now that might be leaving, but when we go through these losses, whether that be physical, like someone physically leaving, or relationship, friendship, you just aren't vibrating at the same frequency anymore. You just aren't agreeing on the same things, and that's okay. That's normal. People lose friends. People lose boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. That's a normal part of life. And something that has really helped me is that it's not just me going through change. It's not just you watching this and going through change. Everyone is going through change, whether that be someone losing something as small as a pet, moving to a different country, losing a loved one, getting out of a long-term relationship. We all go through changes, and these changes are a test in order for us to change or to grow. And how you respond to these changes is how it will affect your life. If you try and hold on to your past self You will never be able to grow until you accept the fact that maybe this happened to me so I could grow. Maybe this happened to me so I could receive better things. And when we start to kind of plant those seeds in our head, they become more apparent. And sometimes it's not always going to be easy going through change. I'm going to be honest. It's not always going to be easy going through change. But everyone does it, and everything happens for a reason. I really do think that everything happens for a reason. And I'm not saying that anyone who has been through something bad deserved that, or that it should have happened to them, or anything like that, because I don't believe that. But I do believe that a lot of the things that do happen to us happen for a reason. They are there to make us grow. They are there to make us change. And although change can be scary, it can be the most beneficial thing, and it can change your life for the better. Because when we allow change into our lives, everything will shift. Everything will shift. And sometimes, if we're not willing to make the change, those things will get taken out of our lives, or we will be faced with problems that make us take those steps or make us do that change. You can also be the change. Telling yourself positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts. Try meditating. Try a form of exercise that you like. Just because you don't like running, maybe try walking. Go for a drive. And find things that help you or make you happy. Because when we find things that make us happy, especially when we're in a negative mindset, we can start to change our mindsets. And change doesn't always have to be a physical thing. Change can be for yourself. And in order for us to change, we have to make that decision, and we have to allow that change in our life. I saw this, I don't know if it was a quote or a video, but it said, if you expect to have a garden full of flowers, you have to accept the rain. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, whoa, that is so true. In order to have a garden full of flowers, per se, that be your life, a garden full of amazing things, experiences, you need rain in order to grow. You need to go through these hard things in order to grow. You need to go through these changes in order to grow. Because without the bad experiences, we will never be able to appreciate the good experiences. And I'm not saying that you need a bad experience. Well, I said that, but it can make us look at everything in a different light, and it can make us see everything in a different way. And everyone's life is always changing. Everything will always be evolving and moving. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you. And if something did help you, I'm happy it did. And if you have made it this far and you want me to talk about anything else, comment it down below, and I would be glad to look at your comment and possibly talk about it if it resonates with me, or if it's something that I believe I could talk about. But I hope that there was something in here, even though this video isn't that long, that there was something in here that could help you or could change your perspective on things a little bit. I hope you have a great day or night, and you can do this. You got this. You're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone. There's 8 billion people in this world. We just don't talk about it as much as we should. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you. And if it didn't, that's okay too. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.